Now, oh baby, I love it. I love it. Now, he's the world's richest man, the leader of Doge, and guy who thinks Sauron is the hero of the story. I'm not saying Donald Trump is racist, but that man does love a hard R.
How does a man who promised to take us to Mars turn a globally recognized brand like Twitter into X? Jordan Klepper didn't just answer this question. He exposed the contradictions, ego, and outright chaos behind Elon Musk's leadership in the funniest and most brutal takedown you'll ever see. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video.
What are you doing to stop the activities of unelected and unconfirmed Elon Musk?
Elon Musk does have a security clearance.
Lawmakers across the country facing anger and outrage from their constituents at town hall meetings, and the primary source of the blowback is Elon Musk.
We need to find out what Elon Musk is doing and how we can stop him.
Elon Musk has conflicts of interest out the wazoo.
I support Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency.
Remember when Elon Musk was untouchable? The genius who built Tesla, launched SpaceX, and somehow managed to make nerdy billionaires kind of cool. People called him real-life Tony Stark, the kind of guy who could solve the climate crisis during breakfast and colonize Mars by dinner. But fast forward to now, and instead of unveiling the future of technology, Elon is unveiling Twitter's new name, X. And boy, nothing says midlife crisis like slapping a random letter on a company and calling it innovation. It's weird because for a while, Elon really had it all.
Some people are not content to just scream about Elon in a high school gym. They're taking to the streets or the parking lots, like petty acts of domestic terrorism, huh? Wow. Okay, let me just say, nobody should be breaking the law and blowing up Teslas.
Tesla was the first electric car people actually wanted to drive. It wasn't some sad little eco-box. SpaceX made rocket science look like a feature at your kid's birthday party with reusable rockets landing like they were CGI. He was the golden boy of Silicon Valley, tweeting memes and making promises so big nobody even questioned them. Solving traffic with tunnels? Sure. Solar-powered cities? Why not? A brain chip that lets you order pizza with your thoughts. Let's just hope that one doesn't glitch. But then, something shifted. Musk started climbing so high on that pedestal, he forgot that gravity is, a thing. Enter Twitter. Or, as it's now known, the artist formerly known as Twitter. The $44 billion gamble that nobody asked for and Elon couldn't stop messing up. First, he opened the floodgates for free speech, which in Musk world apparently means letting chaos reign. But how's that going? Not great. Unless you're into sites where angry dudes argue over conspiracy theories while pretending to hold a master's degree in epidemiology. And let's not forget the whole free speech champion bit. Big words from the guy who banned journalists for being too critical and fired employees faster than you can say code of conduct. The irony is so thick, it could probably power a Tesla Model X for a week. Then there's the absurd rebranding to X, which confused everyone and gave the internet one big collective shrug. That's like re-releasing Coca-Cola and saying, nah, it's just beverage. But Musk's missteps aren't just memes and marketing disasters. Behind the scenes, Tesla's safety issues have been piling up like traffic in one of his unfinished Hyperloop tunnels. Reports of workers facing brutal conditions and even racism on the factory floor have added real-world cracks to that glossy electric image. And when he's not busy turning public platforms into digital dumpster fires, he's promising trips to Mars that feel more like the space-age version of an IOU. His grand visions, once a source of hope, now feel like distractions from the mess unfolding closer to home. Klepper, ever the sharp critic of modern absurdities, picked up on all of this and laid it out during his live critique. The beauty of Klepper isn't just that he calls out the hypocrisy, it's that he does it with comedic precision. making us laugh while also asking, wait, how did we let it get this bad? He didn't just point at the Twitter mess, he held up a magnifying glass. How do you sell yourself as a champion of open dialogue while literally silencing the voices you don't like? Klepper asked the kind of questions we all had, but with wittier punchlines. And the public? Oh, they ate it up. Reaction clips of Klepper's bit have been trending, with people applauding him for saying out loud what they've already been thinking. Memes mocking Musk's X rebrand went viral within hours, some joking that the billionaire must have picked the name from the Scrabble pieces left over at a frat party. Others pointed out the billionaire contradiction, spending billions on a social media empire while workers in his other companies claimed they couldn't even take bathroom breaks. Because apparently in Musk's world, the real innovation is forcing employees to hold it. It's this humor meets critique style of Klepper's that has resonated with a public now growing tired of Musk's unchecked ego. Once viewed as the quirky innovator, Musk now feels more like that guy at the party who tells you he's a visionary while ranting about the evils of pineapple on pizza. The shift in Elon's reputation isn't just happening in boardrooms, it's playing out in comment sections, roasting sessions, and late-night monologues. Klepper just put it all together for us, wrapping Musk's fall from grace in one hilarious, scathing package. By the end of his critique, Klepper had recast Musk not as the forward-thinking genius we all wanted, but as a tech bro in over his head, juggling rockets, propaganda, and crumbled promises. The once shiny superhero of Silicon Valley? He's now just another overconfident billion-dollar gamble navigating public backlash in real time. And as brutal as his takedown of Musk was, it's nothing compared to the surgical precision he brought to his critique of Donald Trump next. If Musk is the tech bro who can't quit making bad decisions, Trump is, well, let's just say Klepper didn't hold back. If Elon Musk is the tech bro who's overpromised and under-delivered, Donald Trump is his political counterpart, shouting about fake news from the 18th hole of his gold-plated golf course. You can see why Klepper couldn't resist drawing parallels between these two ego-driven titans of contradictions. Musk wanted to colonize Mars. Trump just wanted bigger crowds at his inauguration. Both have a knack for turning the spotlight directly onto themselves. And both now seem completely baffled that people are pointing out the cracks in their overly polished facades. For starters, nothing gets more attention than Trump's ego. It's not just larger than life. It's practically trademarked. From his insistence that he's a stable genius to his endless claims about winning everything, Trump has based his entire image on the idea that he's the best, the brightest, and the most successful at whatever he does. What Klepper does so skillfully is unravel this self-made mythology thread by thread, exposing the absurdity buried just beneath its surface. Take, for example, Trump's constant cries of election fraud. Klepper broke down how Trump doubled down on those claims while offering almost no evidence to support them, turning what could have been challenges to his legitimacy into a comedy of errors. Klepper's approach is part dissection, part stand-up routine. He didn't just say Trump's election fraud conspiracies were false. He highlighted how Trump tripped over his own statements trying to justify them. In one clip, Klepper pointed out that even Trump's legal team seemed confused by their own argument, fumbling through press conferences as if they were learning about the law in real time. What made Klepper's critique land wasn't just the facts, but how he packaged them, with biting humor that mirrored the public frustration. It's one thing to argue your case. It's another to embarrass yourself on a global stage in front of sweaty microphones and a landscaping company. Of course, the similarities between Musk and Trump go deeper than just bloated egos and shaky claims. Like Musk, Trump loves to position himself as a man of the people, someone who cares deeply about the average citizen. And also like Musk, Trump's actions tell a much different story. Where Musk promised to revolutionize technology and improve lives while firing employees for criticizing him, Trump promised to make America great again, while his policies often served his own personal interests. Klepper slyly pointed out this common thread, saying their grand promises often come with asterisks too small for the public to notice, or in Trump's case, for him to even read. And then there's Trump's obsession with size, crowd size, building size, and honestly, probably portions at a buffet. Klepper roasted Trump's infamous claims about his inauguration crowd, adding a punchline that the only way those numbers made sense is if everyone brought their mirrors along. It's this delusional aspect of Trump's persona that Klepper seized onto greatest effect, showing how even the most exaggerated statements always have just enough people willing to believe them. The joke wasn't just about Trump's lies, it was about how eager his base is to swallow them whole. Public reactions have long been a barometer for how thin Trump's shtick has worn, and Klepper didn't let this escape him. Viral memes about Trump's fast food diet or his fixation on being declared Times Person of the Year have become fuel for comedy gold. Klepper cheekily suggested that Trump's love of McDonald's explains as much about his success as it does his faults, because nothing says leadership like a man who sees a Big Mac as a balanced meal. One clip focused on Trump's handling of criticism, where he deflected a reporter's question by instead attacking their character with zero attempt to engage with the actual question. Klepper laughed it off, joking that Trump treats honesty the same way he treats salads, with utter disregard. What makes Klepper's critique so effective is how well he captures Trump's refusal to take accountability. Just like Musk banning critics from Twitter while staying pro-free speech, Trump brags about transparency but snaps at any question even remotely framed as tough. Klepper remarked that for someone who loves to talk about winning, Trump can't seem to win a debate with anyone who has a fact sheet on hand. These critiques not only brought laughs but underscored a much deeper concern: the ease with which powerful people dodge accountability entirely. The jokes are funny until you realize they're also painfully true. And while Klepper certainly didn't hold back in lampooning these two titans of ego and bluster, he also left the audience with a thought-provoking takeaway. For all their claims of greatness and service, Musk and Trump represent something darker: the way unchecked power allows figures like them to shape whatever narrative serves them best, even if it comes at the expense of those they claim to champion. Through sharp humor and biting analysis, Klepper didn't just poke fun, he held up a mirror to their public personas, cracking through the image to expose what lies underneath. It's impossible not to laugh, but it's just as impossible not to think. Klepper's takedown wasn't just comedy. It was a public service announcement wrapped in punchlines. With Musk and Trump as his targets, he reflected a growing frustration with unchecked wealth and power. Both men, once idolized, now face skepticism as their promises crumble under their own egos. Musk's silence after the segment said it all. Sometimes no response is the loudest confession. So, is it time we stopped treating these figures like untouchable stars and started holding them accountable? Even the wealthiest aren't exempt from scrutiny. Share your thoughts below, because laughing at them is one thing, but expecting better, that's the real punchline.